Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This time for a women's basketball game with the IU Southeast Grenadiers facing off against the IU Kokomo Cougars. Ella Brown has the ball for the Grenadiers. Pass over to Lindsay Werner. Over to Warnett. Back to Wilson. Back to Warnett. Passed over. That pass will get away from the Grenadiers and will head over towards Kokomo. The women's team comes in with an overall record of 1-4 for the Grenadiers, 3-4 for the Cougars. That ball blocked and will stay with the Cougars. First conference game for the women's, just as it was for the men's. Be McLean to bring it up for the Cougars. Passed over to Rector. Rector will give it back to McLean. McLean looking for an opportunity. She'll pass it over to Hogden. Hogden gets the ball back. There's 3 seconds left on the shot clock. And the Grenadiers will recover, handing it over to Taylor Treat. Treat will make a drive. She'll go up and she'll be fouled. In the first game of the afternoon, men were able to make a statement and come away with a victory. Looking for the women's team here to do the same, as Taylor Treat will be sent to the line. Opportunity to have the first points of the afternoon. And she'll make her first. Second shot for Treat. And she'll make them both, and the Grenadiers will hop out to an early 2-0 lead. Pass in to McLean. And there will be a turnover by McLean, and the ball will go to the Grenadiers. Be Werner to pass it in for the Grenadiers. Opportunity here to hop out and extend their early lead. Pass over to Brown. Brown will pass it over to Starr, who has it deflect off her and will be recovered by the Cougars. It'll be Hogden. Pass over to Rector. Rector to Kaiser. And it'll be Katie below the basket who will get the and one, and we are all tied up at 2-2. And Katie will make the first free throw for the Cougars. Pass over to Treat, over to Wilson, underneath the basket. She'll pass it out to Brown, over to Treat. Back to Brown, over to Warner. Warner for three, and she'll hit it. Grenadiers will take a 5-3 lead. Lindsay Werner with the three. McLean to bring it up. She'll make a drive towards the basket. She'll throw it up, won't make it. Rebound by Werner. Pass over to Treat, lose it for a second, but able to recover. Treat, pass it back out to Werner. We'll pass it over to Wilson in the corner. Wilson has a short two. Rolls out, doesn't get the home bounce there, and that's a tough break for the Grenadiers. Kaiser to bring it up for the Cougars, and they'll pass it over to Hogden. Hogden over to Kaiser once again. Kaiser will pass it out, and Katie's short, won't go. Treat will pass it over to Starr. Starr, good pass to Taylor Treat, not able to finish the point though, and it will be Cougars ball. They'll pass it over to McLean. McLean will make a drive, and she'll score, and we are all tied at 5. As Taylor Treat will slow it down and call a play. Pass over to Brown. Good screen set by Wilson. Wilson able to get in a position, not able to finish the point. And it'll be Katie to bring it up. Long pass, not able to be recovered by McLean, and it will be Grenadier ball. Almost to the halfway point in this first quarter. Be Brown to pass it in, and she'll find Treat. Treat will call a play. Looking for somebody to pass it to. She'll find Lexi Starr. Starr back to Treat. Treat thought about a shot, won't take it. Over to Wernick, right under the basket. Pass out to Wilson. Wilson thought about a three, won't take it. Starr had an open three, doesn't take it. But she'll miss the shot under the basket. Almost able to get the steal there. Good defense by Starr on the quick turnaround. But it'll be McLean. Have it, she'll pass it to Kaiser. Kaiser turn around, not able to complete the point. Rebounded back out to Kaiser, but stolen by McKenna Wilson. Wilson will pass out to Treat. Grenadiers will drive up the court. Treat has it knocked out of her hands, and it will be Rector. We'll slow it down. Just over 5 minutes left in the quarter. Pass out to Hogden. Hogden has a lane, not able to make the shot, and there will be a foul. Foul on McKenna Wilson, her first. My mistake, that foul on Lexi Starr, second for her in the early goings of this game. It will be Langley who gets the pass in and drives to give the Cougars the lead, 7-5, as Jessie Ledgerwood enters in for the Grenadiers. Ledgerwood will pass it out to Treat, over to Wilson, to Werner, short, she's open, and makes the two, and we're all tied at 7. Chloe McLean will bring it up the court for the Cougars. Pass it over to Rector. Rector looking to set up a play, passing it over to Hogden. Hogden will drive, pass it out to Rector. Rector's shot won't go, rebounded by Treat. Treat will pass it over to Werner. Hands back to Treat, go right back to Werner. Over to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood to Brown. Brown to Wilson. Wilson to Treat. Over to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood for three, and she'll hit it. Jessie Ledgerwood gives the Grenadiers the lead with that three-pointer there. Grenadiers now lead 10-7. Quick drive by Rector, stolen by Lindsay Werner. She'll pass it over to Treat. We'll slow it down. McKenna Wilson for three. Just off, doesn't get the home bounce there. Grenadiers still hold on to that lead in the later minutes of this first quarter. Rector will pass it over to Hogden. Over to McLean. Back to Kaiser. Over to Hogden. Hogden has a three. Does not hit. McKenna Wilson right there to get the rebound in. Taylor Treat will bring it up for the Grenadiers. Pass over to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood thought about a shot, won't take it. Over to Warner, back to Wilson, to Treat. Treat for three. Seemed like that shot was deflected and won't go. And it will be Kokomo ball being brought up by Langley. Langley with the shot, able to hit it. And Kokomo pulls within one as Taylor Treat will bring it down for the Grenadiers. Treat looking to set something up here. Pass over to Ledgerwood. Back to Treat. Warnett open in the corner. She'll take a three. Just off. Be rebounded by McLean. McLean will bring it up. Looking for an open shot. Cougars hoping to take the lead here. Rector back over to McLean. McLean's shot, and she'll hit a three. And the Cougars will take a 12-10 lead. Only 2:45 left in this first quarter. Treat sets up a play. Pass over to Ledgerwood. Back to Treat. To Wilson. To Wernert. Wernert shot. Will bounce in. Three-pointer, Lindsay Wernert. And she's got 8 in the early goings. Great start for Lindsay Wernert. As McLean will pass it over to Langley. Langley will drive, turn around, won't make the shot. Wilson's there to get the rebound, passes it over to Langley. 2 minutes left in this first quarter, and Treat will slow it down. Treat will drive. She has a lane. Not able to finish the point. As Langley will bring it up for the Cougars. Minute 45 left in the first quarter. Neck and neck so far here in the first quarter. As McLean will pass it. Good defense from Lindsay Wernert, and Taylor Treat will bring it down. The pass to Ledgerwood. She's right there. Open shot. And does not get the bounce there. That rattled around. Wernert's fake pass. Caught Hogden off guard. Had a wide open three. Just does not get the home bounce. As Kaiser will pass it over to McLean. McLean for three. She'll hit it. And Kokomo will take the lead. Just a minute left in this first quarter. Grenadiers trail by 2. Taylor Treat once again brings it up. Pass over to Wernert. Back to Treat. Tries to create some distance. She'll pass it to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood out to Brown. Brown to Treat. Treat thought about the three, won't take it. Settles for a 2 and hits it, and we are all tied at 15. 35 left in the first quarter. Rector brings it up the court for the Cougars. Goes to set up a play. Ledgerwood guards Rector. Pass to Langley. Langley makes a drive. Good defense by Brown. And Wilson able to get the rebounds. Grenadiers have the last shot of the quarter if they want it. We are tied at 15. Grenadiers trying to go into the second quarter with a lead. Treat makes a drive behind the back and one! Taylor Treat, what a shot!
Taylor Treat.
Behind the back shot for Taylor Treat. Gives the Grenadiers the lead with 2 seconds left. And the Cougars are going to take a timeout here. Two seconds left in this first quarter. Taylor Treat will be at the line after the media timeout. Great shot by Treat to give the Grenadiers the lead, and she'll make her free throw to extend that Grenadier lead. And the first quarter will end. Grenadiers lead 18-16. We'll be back in just a second with the start of the second quarter. We are back now with the start of the second quarter. Grenadiers currently lead 18-15. That three attempt is long, rebounded by Ledgerwood. New lineup out on the court for both teams, really. Ledgerwood passed back. Lexi Starr will get it. Pass over to Brown. Brown will go long out. And that three will bounce just a bit too far. Stapleton not able to hit her mark. The ball will stay with the Grenadiers. Lexi Starr will pass it in. Long pass. Grenadiers will keep it with it. Carly Sweeney passes it out to Starr. Starr for three. Hits off the back of the rim and won't go. It'll be Mackenzie York to bring it up for Kokomo. Passed out to Diorio, and that ball will be kicked out of bounds. Will stay with the Cougars. It'll be York to pass it in. Pass it to Crawford, over to Katie, and she'll make the two there and pull the Cougars back to within one. Lexi Starr to bring it up. Pass back to Brown, over to Ledgerwood, over all the way across the court to Sweeney, back to Brown. Over to Starr. Starr will slow it down. 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and she goes for the layup, won't make it. Rebounded by Walker. Walker will pass it over to Diorio. Diorio's three is good. And Kokomo will take a 2-point lead after the three from Lexi Diorio. It'll be Jessie Ledgerwood to bring it up the court. She'll pass it over to Sweeney. Sweeney thought about a shot, won't take it. Sweeney, good spin move over. Three's just a bit too long from Ledgerwood. And it'll be York to bring it up the court. And she'll call a play. Pass over to Walker. Walker to Katie, back to Walker. Over to Diorio. Back to Walker. Walker tried to drive, passes it over to Crawford. Crawford under the basket. Shot is no good. Able to recover, but straight to Grace Stapleton. Stapleton will bring it out the court. She'll pass it over to Sweeney, over to Starr. Starr thought about a three, won't take it, and said she'll drive up, and she'll make the shot. And we are tied at 20. Once again, York will bring it up for the Cougars. Over to Walker. Over to Diorio. Back to Walker. To Katie. Back to Walker, back to Katie. Good pass, but not able to complete the shot. Rebounded by Sweeney. Starr will bring it up. Slow it down, over to Sweeney. Sweeney with the three. Just off. Rebounded by Walker. And she'll slow it down per the instructions of her coach. Pass it over to Katie in the corner. Over to Diorio. Diorio's three is good once again. Diorio proving to be a three-point threat as Starr will pass it over to Ledgerwood, over to Stapleton. Stapleton for three. Just a bit too far, and Starr will foul Walker. Be the third foul for Starr already, as Taylor Treat will check in for Starr. Walker will also exit for the Cougars. It will be McLean to go back in. York once again will bring it up for Kokomo. Pass under the basket to Katie's right there, and the Kokomo will extend their lead. Treat will bring it up for the Grenadiers. Treat, good pass to Sweeney, good pass to Stapleton. She'll pass it back. It'll be Jesse Ledgerwood to call a play. 10 seconds left on the shot clock for the Grenadiers. Good screen set by Brown. The pass much too far. Almost gets a piece of Grenadier photographer Emma Fletcher Flicks. But make sure you follow Emma Fletcher Flicks on Instagram to get the latest Grenadier athletics photos. York to bring it up. Pass over to McLean. McLean over to Diorio. Diorio back to York. Diorio for three once again. Won't go. Rebounded by Treat. Treat brings it up, passes it to Brown. Brown for three. Does not get the bounce. And it will be rebounded by Katie. Katie passes over to York. York will bring it up. Pass it to Diorio. And York fouls. So it will be Grenadier ball. First foul for York, as Taylor Treat will now bring it up for the Grenadiers. Treat calls a play. Good screen by Wilson. Pass over to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood's three, in and out. Treat able to get the rebound, passes it over to Stapleton right under the basket, and she'll score. Stapleton's first points of the afternoon, and a great defensive play by Taylor Treat. She's been the difference maker for the Grenadiers so far. York will bring it up. Pass over is lost, but a foul on Taylor Treat. And there will be a media timeout, and we will be right back after that concludes. Back now after the media timeout, it'll be Anna Kaiser at the line looking for her first points of the afternoon. And she'll make her first, and Kokomo will extend their lead 26-22. Second shot for Kaiser. And she'll hit them both. Grenadiers find themselves down 5, looking to take the lead before halftime hits. Strong defense on Treat, but able to get rid of it. Sweeney will bring it up. Some tough defense being played by Kokomo right now. And a foul called on York. Grenadiers they catch a bit of a break there, as if the foul would not have happened. Sweeney's pass would have been right into the hands of Lexi Diorio for the Cougars. Sweeney looking for somebody to pass it into. She'll find Grace Stapleton. Stapleton will slow it down, as head coach Derek Sims will call a play here. Pass back out to Treat. Over to Stapleton. Stapleton makes a drive. Pass knocked out of bounds, but will stay with the Grenadiers. As the Grenadiers will sub in Ella Brown for Grace Stapleton. Treat will pass the ball in for the Grenadiers. Pass it to Brown right under the basket, and she's not able to finish the point. There's only 2 seconds left on the shot clock before there, so Grenadiers had to make something happen quick. The Orioles mid-range, in and out, rebounded, and won't go in. But a foul will keep the ball with the Cougars and send Kaiser to the line once again. Brown committed the foul, her first. Kaiser misses her first. Second shot from Kaiser is good. And Kokomo is going to extend their lead as Carly Sweeney will exit Lindsay Werner back out on the court. Brown will pass it in to Jessie Ledgerwood. Pass over to Taylor Treat. Taylor Treat will drive. Pass it over to Ledgerwood, over to Brown. Brown tries to create some space. She'll pass it over to Wilson. Wilson able to grab that over to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood, good pass to Werner. And Werner not able to complete the point. Just over 3 minutes left in this first half. Grenadiers definitely want to try and cut this lead down before halftime. They currently trail by 6. As Diorio will have it, she's been good from the three-point line. Grenadiers not able to capitalize on that, but they are here. Jessie Ledgerwood has room. She'll bring it up and will complete the point. Jessie Ledgerwood able to cut the lead down to 4 as the Grenadiers will take their first timeout. Back now after the Grenadier timeout. Just under 3 minutes remain in this first half. And a good pass from Diorio will extend the Kokomo lead back out to 6. It'll be Taylor Treat to bring it up. Treat will pass it over to Brown. Ledgerwood has passed the ball. Pass it over to Wilson. Wilson over to Treat. Treat to Brown. Back to Wilson. Wilson's three. Won't go. Rebounded by Katie. Katie will bring it up. 2 minutes left in this second quarter. Kokomo leads by 6. Looking to extend the lead going into half. Pass over to Diorio. Back to Rector. Rector to McLean. McLean's three is good. Grenadiers have to get something going here. They find themselves down 9. Only a minute 40 until halftime. Warner's pass out to Wilson. Wilson's three is good. And the Grenadiers cut the lead down to 6. As McLean will bring it up for the Cougars. Minute 30 remain. Pass goes off. Treat's able to grab it. Treat will be fouled. Seen some good defense by the Grenadiers late in this second quarter, able to steal the ball a couple times as Taylor Treat will be sent to the line. Treat has 7 already, looking to extend that out to 9 and cut the Grenadier lead to 4. Treat will make her first. And she'll make them both. Treat is up to 9. Grenadiers now trail only by 4. Pass to Diorio. Over to Kaiser. Kaiser thought about a shot, won't take it. Going down to the final minute. As Diorio will have it here, she'll pass it to Kaiser. Over to Katie under the basket. And a foul called on Lindsay Warner.
Fouls on number 25, Warner. Our first team's fourth.
Be Werner's first foul of the afternoon. It'll send Maya Katie to the line. She'll miss her first. Second shot from Katie. She'll miss them both. Wilson able to get the rebound. She'll pass it over to Warner. Over to Treat. Treat will pass it to Warner. Over to Brown. Brown does not hit the 2, just missed off the bounce. And Katie will bring it up over to Ogden. Over to Katie. Over to Diorio. Back to Hodgen. And a travel called on Hannah Hodgen. And the Grenadiers will have the ball. 21 seconds left in this second quarter, as Stapleton will enter in for Ella Brown. Warner into Treat. Grenadiers have the last shot of this first half. See if they can't cut the lead down to 1 or 2. 10 seconds remain. Treat makes a drive. She'll pass it over to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood to Stapleton. 3 seconds left. The shot from Treat won't go. And the Grenadiers will go into halftime trailing 33-29. We'll be back in a bit with the second half. back after halftime. Grenadiers currently down by 2. Lindsey Warnett gets the Grenadiers off to a hot start in this second half. We'll go over some point leaders in the game so far. Point leader overall, Chloe McLean for IU Kokomo. She has 11, followed by Maya Cady. She's got 7 for the Cougars. On the Grenadier side, Lindsey Warnett with that last basket has 10. She leads the Grenadiers, followed by Lindsey Warnett with 9 and Jessie Ledgerwood with 5. It'll be Taylor Treat to bring it up the court for the Grenadiers. Grenadiers looking to get something going, not out of it by any stretch yet, but have to get an offensive run together if they hope to take this game. Warnett had it taken from her for a second, but she'll pass out to Treat. Treat not able to get it to the net. Ball might have been deflected on the shot there, but it will be Rector to bring it up. She'll pass it out to Kaiser. Kaiser will pass it to Hodgen. Hodgen passes it out to McLean. Back to Rector. Over to Kaiser. Back to Rector. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. They'll give it over to McLean. McLean's 3 is good. That creates a 7-point lead now for Kokomo. Be Ledgerwood to bring it up. Ledgerwood creates a lane, pulls back. Over to Warner. Warner will pass it out to Treat. Over to Wilson, to Brown. Over to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood will drive, just miss, and that ball will go to the Cougars. And it seems that on that last play, Hannah Hodgen was beat up a little bit. She'll remove herself from this game. She'll be replaced with Shamira Walker, as McLean will take control for Kokomo. Hope Hodgen is all right. Seems maybe a little bit of discomfort with her leg, though was able to walk off the court on her own fruition, which is good to see. Pass taken over by Treat. She'll bring it down. She'll slow it down. Grenadiers do not have numbers. Good screen set by Wilson. The 3 from Brown. Just off. Rebounded by Walker. Grenadiers here in this second half, both the third and fourth quarter. I'd like to see Lindsey Werner to get going a little bit. She got up to 8 points early in the first quarter, has been quiet, able to get the layup there as Ledgerwood is able to get the rebound. Was able to get a layup in to get up to double digits at the start of this third quarter, but like to see her be a little bit more consistent. But another turnover for the Grenadiers as Rector will bring the ball up the court. Grenadiers need to get something going offensively, still trailing by 7 as McLean comes up. She'll make an easy 2, and that lead is now up to 9. McLean has been a big issue for the Grenadiers. Pass over to Ledgerwood, over to Brown. Back to Ledgerwood. That ball will go to the Cougars. Good defense from McLean, and McLean has been a thorn in the Grenadiers' side all game. 16 points and able to force the turnover there. McLean will bring it up. Carly Sweeney enters for the Grenadiers. Ella Brown exits. Pass over to Rector. Rector tries to set something up. They'll give it to McLean. McLean drives, passes it back out. And that shot from Langley just misses, and that will go to the Grenadiers. Be Sweeney to pass it in. She'll pass it in to Taylor Treat. Treat was an impact player in that first quarter. Would like to see her get going again, start something for the Grenadiers. She's been good on both sides of the ball tonight, as that ball will stay with the Grenadiers. About halfway through this third quarter, Grenadiers currently trail 40-31. It'll be Treat to pass it in. Far pass for Treat will be deflected by the Cougars. McLean will bring it up the court. She'll drive up, and she's able to make another two, and it will extend this Kokomo lead. Quick turnaround for the Grenadiers, though, as Treat will bring it up. She kind of stumbles, but is fouled. Foul by Walker. That is her first foul of the afternoon. And it will be Carly Sweeney to pass it in for the Grenadiers. She'll give it to McKenna Wilson. Wilson will give it over to Ledgerwood. Screen set by Wernert. Ledgerwood not able to make it. Wernert right there to get the rebound and get the bucket. Good job from Lindsay Wernert to be there to help finish the play. Brought down by Rector. Rector passes it out to Langley. Langley will set a play up, passes it over to Walker. Walker being guarded by Sweeney. Pass over to Rector. Screen set. Pass over to Langley. Langley will drive, and she'll score. Wernert will pass it in to Treat. Treat will try to call up a play. She'll pass it over to Ledgerwood. Over to Wernert. Back to Treat. Treat for two. Won't hit it. Rebounded by Rector. Rector will pass it over to Walker. Walker will drive under the basket. Rebound by Wernert. Grenadiers, after a good stop, need to get something on the board here. Sweeney passes over to Wernert, and Wernert is fouled. Foul will be on Walker, her second. And there will be a media timeout. Back after the media timeout, Grenadiers will have the ball, definitely looking to get something going. Currently trailing 44-33. Stapleton and Ledgerwood are passing it back and forth. Lindsay Wernert will get it now. Wernert makes a drive, passes it back to Stapleton. Over to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood makes a drive, but she'll pull back after losing the ball for a second. Stapleton for three. Just off the edge. Sweeney able to get the rebound, but not able to get the shot off in time for the shot clock. The shot was not made anyway, so it'll just be rebounded by Kokomo. Kokomo will pass it out to York. York back to Kaiser. Kaiser thought about the shot, won't take it, misses the shot. Kaiser able to get the rebound, she'll pass it out to York. Over to Diorio. Diorio's three will hit. Diorio has been a very, very dangerous player in three-point territory here this afternoon. and the Grenadiers just haven't been able to put a stop to it just yet. Warnett will be past the ball. She'll make a drive, pass it over to McKenna Wilson. McKenna Wilson's three is good. McKenna Wilson and the Grenadiers aren't done quite yet. Still down by 11, but starting to claw their way back. York will bring it up, call a play. Pass it to Kaiser. Kaiser will pass it back to Diorio. Diorio thought about a three, won't take it. Pass it back to York. Over to Walker. Walker will drive up and score. It'll be Ledgerwood to bring it up for the Grenadiers. Pass it over to Wilson. Slings it over to Stapleton, to Warnett. Pass it back to Stapleton, over to Sweeney. Sweeney's wide open three. Just off. And the Cougars will let it roll out of bounds.
Checking in now for Kokomo, number 31, Crawford.
York to bring it up for the Cougars. Mariah Crawford enters in for the Cougars for Kaiser. Pass it over to Diorio. Diorio will lose it, but it will stay with the Cougars.
Number 15, Chloe McLean.
Just over 2 minutes left. Grenadiers need to get a stop here and put something on the board. Pass from York. Gotten by Sweeney. She'll pass it to Wilson. Warnett will bring it down. Over to Sweeney. Sweeney drives up. She's right under the basket. Not able to complete the layup. It'll be York to bring it down after the rebound by Langley. York will set a play. Pass it over to Crawford. Crawford to Diorio. Diorio's three. Good once again. Lexi Diorio currently 4 for 5 from the three-point territory. That pass deflected, but Grenadiers able to hold on to it. Wilson's three is good. Grenadiers able to match the three from Diorio with one of their own, McKenna Wilson. York will bring it down for the Cougars. She'll call a play. Diorio to bring it up. She'll make a shot. But a foul called. Foul on Carly Sweeney, who will be subbed out for Ella Brown. Sweeney's second foul. And the ball will stay with the Cougars. Pass in from York, as that will go just in and out on the attempt from Katie. But a foul on Grace Stapleton will send Crawford to the line as Warnett will exit. Lexi Starr will enter. Crawford's first. Will be good. Second shot. She'll make both. Pass in from Brown will be to Starr. A minute remains in this third quarter. Starr will make a drive. Just misses a layup, but able. Thought she was going to grab that, but she lets it roll out. It will stay Grenadier ball either way. The Grenadiers need to get something on the board here and get a stop to be in a favorable position in the fourth quarter. Passes in to Starr. Starr will pass over to Brown. Brown to Stapleton. Stapleton to Starr. Starr not make the two. Rebounded. Passed over to York. 30 seconds left in this third quarter. Seems Kokomo will slow it down a bit, pass it over to McLean, over to Diorio. Diorio back to McLean. Foul called on Stapleton. Stapleton's second foul. York will pass it in. She'll find McLean. McLean's three, just off. Able to be gathered by Crawford. Passed out to Katie. Back to Diorio. Over to York. Be the last 5 seconds in the third quarter. Pass missed by Katie. Rebounded by Crawford, and that shot is missed. And that will be the end of the third quarter. Grenadiers trail 54-39. Back now for the fourth and final quarter. Grenadiers currently trail 54-39. Be Rector passing it out to Langley. Langley will drive and make the two and extend the Kokomo lead. Be Lexi Starr to bring it up for the Grenadiers. Wilson will set a screen. Starr drives and is able to make the two. It'll be Diorio bringing it up for the Cougars. Passes it over to Hodgen. Over to Rector. Back to Hodgen. Hodgen loses it for a second. Able to stay with it. Passes it out to Rector. Over to Diorio. Diorio. Short range two, and she'll hit it. Pass in to Starr. Starr will pass it out to Stapleton. Stapleton drives up and won't make the two, but is fouled on the way. Foul called on Hannah Hodgen. That's her second.
Number 3, Hodgen. Her second, team first.
That will send Grace Stapleton to the line.
Stapleton, line shooting 2.
Stapleton makes her first. And she'll make them both.
Number 10, Taylor Trees.
Be Hodgen to pass it in, and she'll find Rector. Rector, long pass to Langley. Langley, long pass to McLean, who's wide open. Good defense from McKenna Wilson, but that ball will stay with Kokomo. McKenna Wilson kind of came out of nowhere there Seems like McLean was going to have an easy 2. Great defense from McKenna Wilson to stop that chance for McLean. McLean will get the pass in, and she'll drive towards the court and will score. Brings Chloe McLean's total points up to 20. Lexi Starr will bring it up for the Grenadiers. Starr loses it for a second, able to stay with it. Will pass it back to Treat. Grenadiers will sing it around. Wilson to Treat. Treat thought about a shot, won't take it. Pass it over to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood creates some space, over to Treat. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Treat will drive, and she'll make it. And 1. And the Grenadiers are starting to show some life here in this 4th quarter, as Taylor Treat will be sent to the line. Grenadiers starting to cut down on this Kokomo lead. And Treat will complete the and 1. Grenadiers now trail by 14. Need to go on an offensive drive here and get some key stops if they want to come away with the win tonight. They'll pass it over to Langley in the corner. Langley for 3. That'll hit. And the Cougars have been very successful from the 3-point territory here this afternoon. Taylor Treat finds a lane. She'll pull back, pass it over to Starr. Starr passes it over to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood drives to Starr under the basket. Treat for 3. Just off. Langley will get the rebound. Langley will look for something. Pass it over to McLean. Foul called. It'll be on Brown. That is Ella Brown's second. Pass in from Rector. We'll find Hodgen. Rector, quick shot. No good. Lexi Starr able to get it. She'll drive up. Short range 2 is good for Starr. Rector, she'll pass it over to Langley. Back to Rector. And a timeout called by Kokomo. Back now after the timeout, it'll be McLean passing it in, getting it passed right back. She'll go over to Rector. Rector looks to have the play. She'll pass it over to McLean. McLean will pass it over to Langley. Langley thought about a shot, won't take it. She'll drive up. There will be a foul called on Langley there. And the Grenadiers will get the ball back. Brown will roll it in. Starr will pick it up. Almost loses her footing, able to stay upright. She'll call a play. Pass it over to Brown in the corner. She'll pass it to Wilson under the basket. Wilson being guarded heavily. She'll go back out to Brown, to Ledgerwood. Over to Treat. And Treat will draw the foul. And the ball will stay with the Grenadiers. The Treats pass it in. She'll find Lexi Starr. To Wilson under the basket. She won't make that shot, and it will be a turnover. Lexi Warner will enter back in for McKenna Wilson, as it'll be McLean to pass it in. McLean will pass it into York. It'll be passed right back to her. McLean will pass it back over to York. They'll find McLean under the basket, and she won't make her first shot. She'll get the rebound and make her second. It'll be Taylor Treat to bring it up. Pass it over to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood loses it for a second, but is able to recover. She'll pass over to Warnett. Over to Treat. Lexi Starr looks to call a play. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. She'll pass it over to Treat. 5 seconds left. Brown takes a desperation shot. Does not make that one, as we are through the halfway point of this quarter. York to bring it up for the Cougars. Pass it over to Katie. Back out to Hodgen. Katie will bring it up. Stops. They would make an easy two-pointer there. And Kokomo has pulled away in this one, currently leading by 19. Lexi Starr will call a play. She'll pass it to Brown under the basket, but is not able to make the shot. It'll be Kaiser to bring it up. She'll pass it over to York. Over to Hodgen. Over to York. Back to Hodgen. 10 seconds left on the shot clock for Kokomo. As Kaiser will bring it up, pass it over to York. 5 seconds left as Katie has it. Katie will throw up a shot, not get it. Lindsay Warnett will get the rebound and is fouled. As we will have another media timeout here, and we'll be back right after that. Back now after the timeout, it'll be Lindsey Warnett at the line. 4:04 left in the fourth quarter as Warnett will miss her first. Warnett does have 12 on the night. Make that 13. As Skylar Mills will enter in. It'll be McLean to pass it in. She'll pass it into York. York, quick drive. She slowed down. That ball deflected by Treat. Or Star, rather. Star, tough defense. And a bit of an objection by head coach Derek Sims for the Grenadiers.
30-second timeout.
As there will be another 30-second timeout called by Kokomo here. Back now after the timeout, it will be Kokomo ball, and Hannah Hodgen will look to pass it in. Hodgen will pass it in to McLean. McLean being guarded heavily, stolen by Taylor Treat. Treat will go up at the basket, and she'll make it two. Good play there by Taylor Treat, able to get the easy layup. And a foul committed by Jessie Ledgerwood. First foul of the afternoon for Ledgerwood. And there will be a quick delay of game for the shot clock to be reset. As McLean will get ready to pass it in for Kokomo. She'll pass it in to Hodgen. Hodgen being defended toughly, passed back to McLean. He'll drive it up. Grenadiers playing very aggressive defense. The pass to Katie will be made into a layup. And that lead for the Cougars keeps extending. Three-pointer for Stapleton. Rebounded by Kaiser. Yeah, long pass to nobody on the other side of the court from York. And that will be Grenadier ball, be Taylor Treat to pass it in. She'll roll it over to Lexi Starr. Starr will let it roll. And then pick it up here. Starr will pass it out to Stapleton, back over to Treat. Treat, her pass is deflected, but recovered by Stapleton. Passed over to Starr. Starr not able to handle it, but Stapleton able to pick it back up. That pass is deflected over to Ledgerwood, but the Grenadiers will stay in possession of the ball. And a travel called against the Grenadiers. Surprise. No foul call against Ledgerwood as she seemed to get beat up going through before the travel was called, but Kokomo will take another timeout, and we'll be back right after that. Back now after the timeout. It will be Kokomo ball. 2:47 left in the fourth quarter. Some aggressive defense, and Treat's going to get the steal. Or Star, rather. And Star called stepping out of bounds, so it will remain with, the ball will remain with Kokomo. Grenadiers playing much more aggressive defense here in this fourth quarter. Or actually a foul called on Star. And Star will be sent to the line. The way the Grenadiers have been playing defense in this fourth quarter is the first shot from Star will be off its mark. Makes me wonder a bit why the Grenadier defense wasn't always this aggressive. There's always the threat of fouls, but the Grenadiers have accumulated quite a few fouls already, and they've had a lot of success here playing this aggressive defense, turning the ball over. It's hard to think that maybe if this defense was as aggressive this entire game, the Grenadiers would not be in the deficit they find themselves in. As that ball is being knocked around, and Star will let it roll out of bounds, and that ball will go to the Grenadiers. Couple substitutions here as Lindsay Warnett and Grace Stapleton will check in. It'll be Mills and Brown to exit, as Stapleton will roll this ball to Star. Star will pick it up. The Grenadiers look to get something going. Ball's handed over to Stapleton, over to Treat. Treat passes it right into the hands of York for Kokomo. They'll pass it over to McLean. McLean will be called and create the turnover there, as Wernitt will pass it over to Star. 2 minutes remain in this fourth quarter. Grenadiers trail by 17. Star looking for an opportunity. She'll find one and toss it up for the easy two there. That ball will be passing to York. Over to Rector. And again, it's just hard. It's hard to see how uncomfortable the Grenadiers are making the Cougars with this aggressive form of offense, as Brown will be substituted back in for Wernitt. I mean, the game plan definitely changed, but it wasn't even a half-to-half thing. It just seemed like this aggressive defense came to fruition in the fourth quarter. And I just can't imagine why the Grenadiers wouldn't come this aggressive out of the gate, because they've really allowed Kokomo to make so many more mistakes. They've gotten the ball turned over a lot more when they've been this aggressive, and it's just an interesting thing I noticed about this game. Rector will look to pass it in for Kokomo. Be to Kaiser, passed over to York. Long pass, deflected by Treat, and it will stay with Kokomo. Be Rector to pass it in. And pass back to Rector right under the basket, and she'll make the two there. Star will bring it up for the Grenadiers. Just under a minute 30 as Treat is able to get the bucket there, and there will be a timeout called by the Grenadiers. A minute 22 remaining. Back now after the timeout, it will be Kokomo ball. That ball is passed into York. Grenadiers defending York very aggressively as Kokomo will call their last timeout. Back after the timeout. Be a long pass, almost collected by Treat, but the ball will stay with Kokomo. It'll be York, fouled by Starr.
Foul number 24, Starr, her fourth.
Be Starr's fourth foul.
Team's third.
And the ball will stay with Kokomo. It'll be Rector to pass it in. She'll pass it over to Diorio. That is deflected and will stay with Kokomo. Be Rector to pass it in once again. She'll pass it out to York, who is fouled.
Foul number 10, Treat, her second, team's fourth.
Be the second foul for Taylor Treat,
78 for the Cougars.
as Hodgen will check in. Diorio will exit. Once again, will be Rector to pass it in. She'll pass it in to York, who once again is fouled. Foul committed
Starr.
by Lexi Starr. As there are many substitutions for the Grenadiers. Skylar Mills and Carly Higgins will exit. Ella Brown and Lindsay Wernert will enter. And Stapleton will enter in for Starr. First shot from York is made. And she'll make them both. Treat will pass it over to Ledgerwood. Long pass to Stapleton, over to Brown, back to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood will take the shot, and she'll make it. Three-pointer by Ledgerwood. And the Grenadiers will call a timeout, 57 seconds remaining. Back after the timeout, it will be Kokomo's ball. And stay Kokomo's ball, 56 seconds left in this ball game. Be Hodgen to pass it in. We'll pass it in over to York. York will drive it up the court. And will be fouled by Ledgerwood. That's Ledgerwood's second foul, and will send York to the line as Warnett and Stapleton will check in.
Number 15, Grace Stapleton, and number 25, Lindsay Warner. Stepping out for the Grenadiers. And at the line, is York, shooting 2.
York's first shot is good. And she'll make them both. Quick pass in to Treat. Treat will drive it up. Pass it back out over to Stapleton. To Treat, to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood will give it to Warner. Warner's shot, no good, and that ball will be headed over to the Cougars. 36 seconds remain.
Subbing now for the Grenadiers, number 30, Skylar Mills.
As Skylar Mills and Brown will enter back in for Stapleton and Warner. Be Hodgen to pass it in. Pass will be into York, right back to Hodgen. Over to Rector. Rector over to McLean. McLean over to Rector, to Hodgen. Back to Rector, who will be fouled by Taylor Treat.
Fouls on number 2, Treat, her third. Cameron Rector.
Will send Cameron Rector to the line.
Grenadiers, number 15, Grace Stapleton. Number 25, Lindsay Warner.
As Stapleton and Warnett will re-enter for Mills and Brown. First shot from Rector is good. And if you can believe it, that's Cameron Rector's first point of the afternoon. And she'll miss her second. Rebounded by Warner. Treat will pass it back to Warner. Warner for 3, and it's good.
Warner.
13 seconds left in the game. Taylor Treat fouls Rector again, so she will be sent back to the line.
At the line for 2 shots.
She'll miss her first. And she'll make her second.
Now checking in for the Cougars, number 39, Crawford.
As Crawford will check in for the Cougars. Quick pass out to Ledgerwood. Ledgerwood for 3. Won't hit. Final 4 seconds of this game, and it will end in an IU Kokomo victory by the score of 77-64. Cougars will improve
And the final score of today's game, IU Kokomo
to
77.
4-4 on the year. Grenadiers will fall to 1-5, 0-1 in conference, 1-0 in conference for the Cougars. Thank you for joining us this evening at the IUS Athletic Complex. This has been Zach Reisner with IUS Athletics. And as always, roll Deers.